Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Here's a story that was a bit over a month in the making, and one that I feel needs to be brought to the light before all of the finer details frayed from my cotton stuffing brain again. On my way home from work on the afternoon of Friday, May 15th, 2026, it was suddenly overtaken by a nasty stabbing sensation in my abdomen near my liver and pancreas. Having a long history with acid reflux, I immediately attributed the stabbing pains to that. At one point, the pain was so bad that I thought about just pulling off onto the shoulder of the road and resting. Thankfully, better sense took hold of this puppet and I continued the journey home. Otherwise, I might have been on that highway shoulder for a long spell, quite longer than I had imagined. As I got home that evening, I had already decided to take my standard regimen of Pepto-Bismol liquid, Melanta liquid, and extra-strength Tums tablets in order to hopefully calm the unbearable pain in my abdomen. So, after staying up all night attempting to gain some rest on living room furniture of various shapes and sizes, I made the decision to drive to the rural hospital 20 minutes from my house in order to hopefully get some relief. And after telling the emergency room staff all the details of what I was suffering, they wheeled me back to a CT scanning machine, whereby my body was fed into it via a wheeled hospital gurney. Shortly after that experiment, nursing staff came in to tell me that they had discovered gallstones near a gallbladder tube that entered my pancreas. I was then also informed that their small rural hospital had nobody on active duty on a Saturday to help me with gallbladder issues, so they were going to send me via ambulance to a larger urban hospital 30 minutes up the road. Okay, my viewers, I arrived shortly before noon at the larger urban hospital and was quickly wheeled to a standard recovery room. Nursing staff began checking my vital signs, along with inserting intravenous needles into both of my arms and the requisite connection to a saline solution IV bag to drip into my veins so that I did not become dehydrated. And then my journey really began, kids and cousins. It really did. A surgeon and his assistant came in to tell me that I had gallstones and that they had also discovered a hiatal hernia where my esophagus met my stomach. He also said that they would have liked to do an upper gastrointestinal inspection on me, except for the fact that the hernia was blocking them from being able to get a camera into my stomach. So there I laid for 5 long days as the doctor refused to do any surgery on me and nursing staff continually put me in a holding pattern. I received another full-body CT scan, an MRI, and a series of barium liquid x-rays whereby I drank the thick syrup and technicians watched me on monitors. And friends and neighbors, after 5 days spent in a hospital bed, they simply released me, knowing I had medical problems but without treating me or surgically correcting anything. In fact, I pointed out to hospital nursing staff on that Wednesday they released me that my bed linens had not been changed even once during my stay. I also realized that not once had hospital cleaning staff actually cleaned the shower stall during my stay. In fact, there was a partially used bottle of their shampoo that they had given to all patients in that shower stall, and there was some gummy shampoo residue on the floor that had never been cleaned away before I arrived for my 5-day stay. What is all that about, aunts and uncles? Regardless, they sent me home, along with a phone number for the surgeon. I called my family physician and was told to come in within a week for a hospital exit interview, whereby they could further evaluate me and refer me to an in-network surgeon to actually do the necessary surgical procedures that I was direly in need of. So, my compadres, here I finally went this past week, on June 24th, back to the exact same hospital that held me hostage for 5 straight days in May, to get my gallbladder removed and my hiatal hernia finally repaired. The surgeon actually told me that it was highly likely that I had the hernia since I was young, as it was congenital in nature. But a larger question is, why did I have to wait a month after my previous hospital release in order to get a necessary surgery performed? You know why? And I know why. There are insurance companies involved, and they simply do not want anyone collecting on them without first enduring much pain and suffering. Remember a man named Luigi Mangione? Good night, my loyal viewers, and sleep well.